welcome to Gunslingers right here on
the Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network.
That's us, from San Diego to San Francisco, from LA to Phoenix to Vegas.
And all over the internet, folks. That means YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, X, and if you can find us anywhere else, iHeartRadio as well. Make sure if you're catching us on any of those platforms, you are liked, you are subscribed, and you are just sharing this with your friends. It's going to be a great show tonight. Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to everybody out there. And again, this is a live show. That means that we take your phone calls. What's that number?
You're going to want to call in. That's 866-870-5752. Once again, 866-870-5752.
All right, give us a call. A couple of changes for tonight. Rick from the CRPA won't be with us tonight. He had a family member with some medical issues. So everybody tonight, when you're on your knee, give a little prayer to Rick and his family for him. And but at the bottom of the hour, until the top of the next hour,
come on,
we got the one and only next governor, Chad Bianco, coming on.
Yes, the sheriff is going to be in the house once again, and
so that should be fun.
We got him on the uptick.
He's a fun interview because he can talk. It's funny when you interview people. A lot of times they get really tongue-tied talking on radio, but Chad doesn't have that problem, so it's really good. Just kind of wind him up, let him go.
And he's coming back from a little trip. I just saw that he was in Oakland and all. So.
Yeah, he visited the one and only ever. Well, actually, that's not quite true, but it's mostly true. The ever closed In-N-Out Burger. Right. Really quick, I worked for In-N-Out from 78 to 84, so I know a little bit of the original background. And in the very, very beginning, there were about 6 or 8 In-N-Outs, and Harry Snyder, the one that kept the name, had a partner, and they split up. And so those In-N-Outs, I don't know that they kept the name, but those ones ended up closing. And of course, Harry went on to much bigger and a lot better things. Yeah. So a few of them actually in the old days. There's still one around. I want to say it's in Temple City. I can't remember exactly. I saw it a couple of years ago. I was driving from somewhere to somewhere and went, oh my gosh, that is an original, just itty bitty little
shack.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up working at number 6. That's the one on Azusa Avenue and the 210 freeway, and I worked there for 5 of the 6 years. Then I got transferred when I made into management. It's just like the Army; they won't let you stay. You got to go to another store. And I went to number 7. That's the one in La Puente, right across the street from the Donut Hole.
The donut hole.
Yeah, so
drop on into the hole.
Yeah, a long time ago. I quit in April of 1984. Damn. It seems like yesterday, a million years ago. Anyway, so whole bunch of stuff to announce. Of course, next week is a Motorslinger show.
Motorslinger.
That means that we got the one, the only Leon the Motorman in-house, in studio with his friend George, the Airplane Man.
And that dynamic duo knows everything. Yep. If it hums, purrs, goes...
Or moves people. Or mows your lawn.
Yeah, right?
Or weed whacks, whatever so
by land, by air, by sea, they'll cut you covered.
So they'll be in. That'll be a lot of fun. Those are always a lot of fun because we get... I think the last Motorslinger show we did, we had like 28 phone calls in the 2 hours.
Oh, yeah.
It was just one after another after another. It was a lot of fun to do.
That's all because of you guys.
And don't worry that this is a gun show. If you have a car question, you call in anyway because it's fun to just kick back and watch Leon work.
Right, exactly. Watching him do what he does best, talk about what he loves.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to hear. So don't just... Like I always say, make sure before you ask him about your 74 Celica that you compliment him for all his years on the radio. That's all we ask.
We are blessed to have such a legend come into the studio and have fun with us, smile and laugh and answer your questions. So make sure you're showing your love, folks.
Yeah. And then, of course, next auction is September 13th, and we're filling up, guys. Holy cow, are we filling up? And so I'll give you a couple of quick. This week we had 6 Winchesters come in, 5 73s and a 76 in 80 to 90% original condition, and they're all custom order barrel lengths and stocks. And
Come on, folks.
I mean, absolutely unbelievable stuff. Just beautiful, beautiful guns. And then we had a Coonan come in.
Ooh.
For those of you that don't know, a Coonan is a 1911 in 357 Magnum. Kind of scarce, fairly rare, and incredibly sought after. We've got a pile of Colt Pythons and Diamondbacks and a whole bunch of different, 1911s and single action armies. Of course, we a factor that brings us 20 to 25 guns every auction, and he's promised to bring us that again for September. We've got a collection of pocket watches. Waltham to you name it. The old timey with the stem at the top, where you wind
it up.
I think,
Gunslinger, staying classy. That's what we do.
Right. I think we have like 30. I understand we've got some art coming in. We got a call the other day from somebody who had some Remington and Charlie Russell bronzes.
Ooh,
so that's going to be really cool. A lot of stuff coming in, and we're almost done. So if you have something that you want to bring in, I'd recommend you do it soon.
Exactly, because this one's already this big, and it's almost full. I mean, literally almost full.
Yeah.
And then December it always feels like it's half a year away, but it's right around the corner. And that thing's going to be filling up, especially with our December one as big as that is.
Yep.
With everything, with, again, the jewelry and the antiques going into that one. And then especially when we look back at this last auction, the high-end stuff that we have in. Mm-hmm. So what's going to happen is that everything is going to be elevated, and you guys are going to want to get in when you can.
And speaking of the auction, today at Highway 39 Event Center in Anaheim, they had the Father's Day car show. And so the old gunslinger got out one of his cars and drove down there. I took out a 1965 Malibu convertible that's kind of choice.
God, anything you have.
So if you guys are looking at me online and wondering, why is my face all red, it's because I drove an hour and a half on the freeway. Oh, there it is. Yeah. If you're online, that's the car I took. And okay, get this. When I first got this, when I did the wheels and tires, I told them I wanted red line. With the American rims. And they said, oh, yeah, no problem. And they gave me black walls. So I get it to the place today, and my wife Kathy's with me, and we're walking around, and I saw a 65 Goat GTO with the red lines, and I'm telling her, that's the wheels that I wanted to put, the tires I wanted to put on that car, but they screwed up and gave me the black walls. She goes, oh, that's a bummer. And so Mike comes out and he looks at my car. What does he say? Great car. You need the red walls.
They look really good with the red lines.
It's like,
come on.
I know. Oh, couldn't believe it. So anyway, speaking of red walls, let's get to Richard.
Hey, man, smooth
How
like
are you,
silk.
Richard?
Smooth like silk.
Richard?
Evening, Richard. How you doing, brother? Feet don't fail me now.
Yeah, Kevin's running from one room to the other. Okay, Richard, are you there now?
I'm here now.
There you are.
What's going on?
Well, the thing is, I was expecting Leon, so I've got to change my question a little bit.
Next week.
And, okay. So what I was going to do is, a lot of people are wondering about, on airplanes, they ride on the airlines, they notice those little tiny wings at the end of the wingtip.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, little things kind of stick up.
Kind of vertical.
Yeah, those are called winglets. And a lot of people misunderstand them. They think that they're there to help the lift, and really what their main thing is to reduce the drag. Yeah. And that's how they mainly help the aircraft, is by reducing drag and allowing their performance better. And it's kind of like the same thing as you've seen semi-trucks going down the freeway with the big things over the cab, the plastic things, and on the sides, same thing. They don't make the truck go faster. They allow it to go faster by reducing the drag.
Okay,
anyway, that's the thing about winglets.
Okay.
If you ever wonder about those, they're there.
So they're not sights, is what you're saying.
So like that.
Okay.
I want to make that point.
All right, very good. You got a joke for us tonight?
Yeah. Now, what would you call a 18-wheeler loaded with ammunition, but it does not have a manual transmission in the tractor? How would you define that?
An auto.
I don't know.
A semi-automatic.
Oh.
All right.
Hey, Richard, did you hear about how important the guy who created the knock-knock jokes were?
No, I didn't.
Well, I heard he got a Nobel Prize.
Oh, gee.
Nobel!
No. We're not doing the back and forth.
Oh.
Richard, let's see. Next week, Leon will be in. All righty?
And I'll be there.
Okay, we'll talk to you
Love
then.
to hear it. Thanks.
And
God
maybe
bless
we'll
you.
see you at the Condors next Saturday.
Well, I'll need to get an invite, but okay.
All right, talk to Leon. We'll see you then.
All right, talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You know, Leon took me 2 years ago.
Yeah, I remember.
That was a lot of fun. Really cool deal.
Remember, you were following him around and see what a real celebrity looks like.
Man, I tell you, there were hundreds of people here, and every one of them knew who Leon was.
Of course.
It was pretty cool. Yeah, I just walked. I was kind of I was holding his
coattails.
Yeah, as he walked around.
Making sure he didn't drag nothing. Go ahead.
All right, again. A little different the music tonight because anybody that listens to the radio, you know why we're going to do it, but it's going to be Beach Boys night.
Nice.
Yeah, they gave me a lot of joy, so let's share it.
Yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
you're listening to Gunslingers right here on
The Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network.
and we'll be back with some phone calls right after this.
Yes, sir.